they have shared it. But let's now go across to a big corporate exclusive. The management at Tata Steel, my colleague, got a chance to speak to TV Narendran. Let's hear them out.
Well, the Indian sector will reflect international markets. The steel prices globally are seeing two trends. One is, like you said, there has been pressure from the demand side, which is resulting in some softness in prices. But over the last few weeks, we are also seeing pressure on the cost side because coal prices have started going up again. Energy costs are going up in Europe. There's been some climate events in Korea which has disrupted supply a bit. So there are some pressures led by cost pressures pushing up steel prices also in places like Europe. Also, capacities are being shut down in Europe because of the fact that energy costs are very high. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. In India, the domestic demand is strong and we expect a good second half of the year following through on the demand which normally follows the festival season. Yeah.
Can there be an increase in price in the domestic sector, in Indian sector as well? Because that is the opinion of some that they're putting.
Yeah, I think prices have come quite low, and at this price, I don't think too many steel companies will want to certainly operate at these levels or lower prices any further. So I think there's enough cost pressure now for steel companies to also push up the steel prices.
There was this export duty that Indian government had put. You had also met the finance minister asking them. Do you think now is the right time that the government can look at doing away with those export duties?
Well, government has assured us it's a temporary action. So we're waiting to see that this temporary action is reversed so that, like I said just now in the talk, India should be a big steel exporting country. Why should other countries who don't have iron ore be exporting steel when India has all the iron ore that it needs? So India should be encouraging steel exports, not discouraging steel exports.
But domestic inflation still continues to be a concern. So as far as steel is concerned, is that a concern?
You know, steel prices will depend on what happens in the global markets. When steel prices went up in March and April, it went up because coal prices went to $600, $650 and steel prices were following that. Steel prices started dropping because coal price started dropping. So irrespective of export duty, steel prices will move up and down depending on what happens in the international markets. So while it has given us some comfort for the last few months, I don't think it will give us permanent comfort. If globally steel prices go up by $200, steel prices will go up in India also. So I think we should be plugged into what's happening in the international markets. It's a cyclical business. It goes up and down, and the steel industry has been the biggest as far as private sector investment is concerned. So I think we should encourage the steel sector to invest more and build more capacity.
For Tata Steel, what is the kind of production increase they're looking at in this financial year and any expansion plans that you have?
No, this financial year, there won't be that much of an increase in production because we are already running full out in all our plants, maybe about 500,000 tons more than last year. But I think what is more important is we are continuously expanding. We are spending about 10,000 crores this year. We are going through a 5 million ton expansion in our Kalinganagar plant, which should, some of the facilities will start getting commissioned over the next few months. And over the next 2 years, we would have increased that capacity by 5 million tons. So that's the growth which will happen. We've already acquired Nilachal Ispat, which is adding another 1 million tons. But that will come into production over the next few months and you'll see the impact of that next year.
That growth that you're talking about, it's mostly from the domestic front or global?
We are 90% of our sales is in the domestic market in India. Globally, what we sell is in Europe. We produce and sell in Europe and export to the US. In Thailand, we produce and sell in Thailand largely and export a bit to the other countries in Southeast Asia.
Okay, so that's the word and the outlook on the steel sector coming in from top boss of Tata Steel, TV Narendran. But let's move across. Today what we see is that the insurance stocks are buzzing, and one such stock is HDFC Life. This stock has surged post a block deal where Aberdeen PLC has offloaded its 2% stake in the company. But what are the brokerages viewing on this particular counter? Sharad is joining to give us all those details. Take it away, Sharad.
Well, yes, the focus is on HDFC Life Insurance and the volume